Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles in the reading, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Okay, this is a really interesting reading because all your cards kept popping out, and there's one in particular, I'll get to it, but it's the Queen of Swords. She kept popping out like 3 times. I kept putting it back thinking like, oh, was that? And then they just kept popping it out, so you got that card. We're going to go through them all. I've taken from each deck that I have, except for one that I don't like. But for the first card from the top deck, you've got Ruin. An ending. Then you've got Page of Wands. Confidence is your key to success. Ace of Discs, or Pentacles. Control. Queen of Swords, there she is. She wanted to be seen. And walking away. Now, this is telling me that there's either been an ending or you're fed up and you're done with something, like you've just reached the end of your rope and you're like, no, I'm done. This is not working. This didn't work. Whoever I've aligned myself with, like there's this huge stock take of what went wrong with this Ten of Swords here. Because the Page of Wands is telling me, even though Ruin Swords is an air element, there's also a lot of fire in the Page of Wands. And New Moon in Leo tells me this is fire, air. So there's hot. Okay? This is like a hot button issue. Something that's really just got under your skin and you're like, this has to stop. Or that you're in something that you're just over. Or there's some sort of communication going on that is just like a cycle, a way that people speak to you, about you, the way you think about things, the way other people think about things. I'm not sure where this lands for you personally, but I do understand that there's some sort of mental ending because you see no further progression, either communicating the way that you've communicated in the past, thinking about things the way you thought about them in the past. And it could be an upgrade. Like it might not be like, oh, this is all crap. It could just be like, oh, I've done this for so long. I've communicated this way for so long. It's not working for me, but it has served me in the past. It's just not working for me now. But I do see like ruin, communication. Some sort of painful ending that really just keeps like rattling around in your mind, and you're actively trying to sort it out here with the Page of Wands. And you've got your back turned to the ruin too, so it's like you're walking away from a cycle of ruin. Good for you, Pile 1, because seriously, this reading is clear, crystal clear. If you haven't already read through it because you're a reader, you'll get it soon, trust me. Page of Wands is somebody who doesn't quite have all the required knowledge to fully understand everything that went wrong and why, but there's someone that's actively willing to sort it out and actively making moves to ensure that ruin or that situation doesn't reoccur. And confidence is your key to success. New Moon in Leo, new beginnings with fire, new beginnings with Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is someone who's just begun to act, someone who's just begun to take control. And they're trying to figure out why certain things that they were trying to build didn't reach their full potential. And Spirit's saying that this ruin is something that was divinely ordained so that you would see how you need to grow, how you need to safeguard yourself, how you need to show up in the world to be respected, to be heard, to manifest your desires. But they're saying confidence is your key to success. And with here, you've got the... Can you see it? Sorry, I was looking at the screen. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Discs, however you want to say it. This is a new beginning in life. This could be new jobs, new friends, new practices, new hobbies. It's everything to do with the physical realm, and you're really taking stock. So this tells me that you guys are actively doing new things. So like you could be starting up a new project, you could be starting a new workout routine, you might have started meditating, or you might be feeling guided to do these things and feeling like no matter how hard I try, like things just don't work out, or I keep putting in effort and I see little results. Spirit's saying confidence is your key to success. This is a new beginning, and starting these new things that you felt guided to start and to pour your energy into now, it's going to gain control over your life here with the full moon. And you've got new moon, then full moon. And in between the new beginning and the completion is this. It's this card. This card is very pivotal in this reading. And to be honest, I thought it was going to be these two. Maybe these two. But like, Spirit's saying, no, this, whatever this is that you've started to do, whatever it is that you're feeling guided to get into, a new group you want to go to, something new. In the physical realm, it could be a new job, it could be like, you get what I'm saying. This is crucial that you pour everything that you've got, even on the days that you feel like, oh, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't go, maybe I shouldn't start this, maybe I'm not qualified enough, maybe I'm this and that. Spirit is saying, have confidence, because the reason you're feeling guided to go into these things is because of the ruin, and the ruin that you've turned your back on. That's a good thing. That means this is a closed chapter. It's a 10. It's an ending. A cycle has ended, and you're looking forward to the future. And notice how he's looking forward, and so is the Queen, and the walking away is looking back. We'll get to that. But whatever these projects are, these new passions, these new directions that you're trying to go in the physical realm, this is going to gain more control over your life and provide a level of stability that the Page of Wands didn't have, but understands that the sandcastles that he was building in the background, that's all they're ever going to be, because all this weather around the sandcastles, he hasn't got control over. I mean, if he practiced the craft, maybe he would, but, for the sake of this reading, this is what's coming through, is the sandcastles were built. Spirit just keeps saying, see those sandcastles in the background? They were once castles. Sorry, sand dunes, sorry. The sand dunes in the background were once sand castles, but they weren't strong. What held them together dried out long time ago. So all the water that they used to mold the sand castles, that all dried out. And it didn't take much for the wind to knock it down and to just see it all crumble. And then you're like, why? Why does this keep happening? Why? It was to bring strength, control, confidence. Once you stick to these new things and you keep your back turned to the things that were the things that just kept cycling, or the things that you tried to build that just collapsed, walk away and focus on these things, and it may not be that you have to fully walk away from something. It could just be the knowledge of, okay, I won't invest in this as much as I have in the past because it has brought me ruin. The new things that you're experiencing, that you're feeling really compelled to do, things that you maybe used to do but you've put down years ago and you never really picked back up, these are the types of things that might come back up, or new things. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's something that, like, it's connected to something that's been long-standing, like maybe it's your spirituality, like you have a renewal of your spirituality and you want to do all these spiritual things like crystals and herbs and oils and, meditations and yoga, qigong, tai chi, whatever it is. There's something. Could even be like macrame or like anything. But it's going to bring something. And it's the thing that makes you feel like you come to life and brings confidence and joy into your life. That's what you need to focus on. It's going to bring about control in ways that are going to prepare you for things that you can't quite see yet. I'm going to leave it at that. Queen of Swords. Yeah, once you do these things, it gains more control. You have more control over your life rather than being subject to people and their every whim and emotion and thought and comments. Queen of Swords. She's someone that looks back at her mind, her thoughts, her wisdom, her inner knowings, and she takes account of everything that's happened, and she is ruthless. She's fair and just, but she is, maybe not ruthless, relentless that's the word I meant. She's relentless in her efforts to sort out, like, why do I think like that? Why do I react like that? Why did they say that to me? Why did they do that to me? How come when I planned this it failed? Like, how come that worked out? Why didn't that continue if it worked out? All of these different things is what the Queen of Swords does. And she kept popping out. Like I think I said at the beginning. She just kept popping out, and I kept putting her back in the deck, and she just kept popping out every time. So I was like, okay, Spirit, I get it. Queen of Swords. Once you take stock of what caused you the ruin, because if you take stock of what caused you the ruin too soon, and make that just the main focus, like, I have to figure out why, you'll never focus on these things. These things will just feel like they're unattainable, or you haven't got the energy to commit to them. Forget about why it was ruined. All these things that came to an end, these communications, relationships, that type of stuff, leave it in the past, accept it for what it was and what happened, and just leave it at that. Then focus on building your confidence so that you can do these things that bring you to life. Once you do that, that's going to give you a sense of mastery over your life, because the things that came to ruin you before won't be able to, because you've got a solid foundation here with the One of Discs, Ace of Pentacles, which brings control. And then in the Queen, she looks back and goes, oh wow, I'm so much stronger now, and I realized that when I tried to build these things up and they got torn down, that this is why. And you can see it looking back. Now that you've got the strength, the foundation laid because you've invested in yourself, you look back and you go, oh, I get why the ruin happened, so that it would trigger me to do this, build my confidence, lead me to that. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. I just keep getting this, like, oh, I see it now. But this insight only comes after you've started investing in yourself and in the things that bring you to life. Walking away is, so she's reflected on everything, and she's walking away. Oh God. Okay, Spirit just started playing, it's not Sean Paul, who is it? Craig David, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. That's what she's doing. Walking away from the troubles in her life, or his life. Alright, so I see the things that caused you ruin never causing you ruin again, so long as you take stock and acknowledge something didn't work out, something had ended, and it's okay that things didn't work out for me, because what Spirit is guiding me towards is something even better, even more stable. And I get this, like, strong tower being built. In my mind's eye, I can see this, like, foundation that's maybe like 1 or 2 stories tall, and it's being built. Once that's in place, you can put anything from that point onwards. But you won't be able to build that foundation if you don't start taking action to build your confidence, to pour your energy into these things that bring you to life. Once you do that, you'll see the control, you'll get the insight, and you'll be able to walk away from the pain and the ruin, and it won't be back again. It won't be back. I keep getting this strong feeling, like, for a lot of you, it's been like a cycle repeating in just different ways, like in a different guise. So it's like, oh, I'll try this. Okay, that didn't work out because this happened. I try this other thing. Oh, that didn't work out because this happened. The thing that happened is a common denominator. I keep getting that. And you'll see why it was a common denominator once you begin to become strengthened and allow yourself to trust Spirit in the directions that they're guiding you towards. And taking your own action when you feel compelled to take action, when you feel compelled to start these new things, get up. Don't watch YouTube, don't do this and that. Just get up and do the things that you feel guided to do. Even if you think like, oh, I have a knot in my stomach when I think about doing that, do it. As long as you're doing it from a place of kindness and compassion for yourself, focus on the goal of, I'm building myself up so I cannot be torn down, so I'm going to do this for me. And I'm telling you, that insight that you're going to get, that Queen of Swords is very wise, because she kept popping out. And she's going to help you walk away. That is you. That's the version of you, the future you, where you're walking away. You may already be at this point. You may already be here. You may have just finished the ruin. I'm not sure where you fall on this timeline, but it's clear as day. You need to get it done and get started. Alright, pile 1, I hope this helped. Stay strong, you're being guided, and ask your spirit guides for help. Alright, thanks for watching pile 1, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Alright pile 2, let's get into it. I've drawn a card from each of my decks except for the one that I don't like. The first card you got was Abundance, 3 of Cups. Then you got the Page of Pentacles. Be bold, make the first move. Page of Cups. Transformation. Eight of Wands. Anxiety. Okay. This is telling me that there's some form of emotional abundance. This can be a foundation, like a friendship that you feel has become solid, a relationship you feel has reached some sort of like level up. If it's a romantic thing, you may have made things more official, or you guys have maybe moved in together. There's some sort of like emotional abundance. It could be you've built yourself up, even if you have no one and nothing. This could just be within yourself. This could be something like, I'm feeling Page of Pentacles. Okay, sorry, I misspoke. Okay, Spirit's just coming through really strong. Okay, so they're saying this is in relation to your emotional stability in general. You're taking stock of who, what has caused emotional instability, who or what has caused emotional fulfillment, and you're making sense of how you've been emotionally affected by things surrounding you, but you're taking action on these things like relationships, jobs, hobbies, this and that. The Page of Pentacles is somebody who sorts things out but hasn't got all the wisdom of the Knight. So it's someone who's dealing with things as best they can. They're strong-headed, they are just dealing with things, but they haven't got all the life experience they need to be able to fully comprehend it, but they are very actively trying to sort things out. So this could be some form of, because you've got be bold, make the first move, and then the Knave of Cups. This is all about relationships. This is about doing what you feel needs to be done in these relationships. It's assessing these relationships appropriately instead of gaslighting yourself or allowing yourself to be gaslit by others. You're seeing how other people's comments and actions and little, all those things that affect us, how they affect your emotions, and you're really aware of it. I get this strong sense of awareness. And you're trying to deal with that, and that's great. And it's saying be bold, make the first move. Knave of Chalices, Knave of Cups here. This is saying don't wait for people or things to make sense of it. You make sense of it. You trust yourself, because I'm getting this strong sense of like, I don't know what happened. How do I fix this? Spirit's saying you've already got the wisdom. For a lot of you, I'm getting, you've got the wisdom. You know what you're dealing with. Don't gaslight yourself. Spirit just keeps coming through with that. Don't gaslight yourself about relationships and connections that are in your life and that have been in your life This could be in regards to some connections that have ended that you may be feeling drawn back into to reach out to certain people from your past. Could be people in your life that you know are toxic, but you've actively tried to justify why you're still with them, why you're still friends with them. Oh, because our kids are friends, or oh, we went to high school together, or we dated for so long, or there's something here that's telling me that there's some kind of denial, or just lack of awareness. But not a lack of awareness. It's kind of like you're gaslighting yourself. It's like, I know what I'm dealing with. It just pains me to think that I invested so much into this, or it pains me to think like what I went through with this emotional connection, but I'm willing to give it another go. I'm willing to make an effort. And for some of you, this could be what's needed. If it's a marriage or a relationship that you value, then yes, absolutely, be bold, make the first move, do it with from an emotionally grounded, mature place. So don't go in and be like, you did this to me, you said that to me. Go in and be like, look, I love you, I really do. And I'm not like angry, I want to sort this out between us because I care about this connection and I'm not willing to let it go. That would be good enough. Or maybe it's like, the way you speak to me really upsets me because I just feel like you say these comments and it makes me feel like you're devaluing my pain or my experience or my wisdom. But Spirit's saying trust your emotions. Because this card is looking back at the abundance, at the actions that you took to try and fix things. And be bold and make the first move. Be bold, I'm just trying to get more from that. Be bold, make the first move. What's that? Be bold. Yeah, so for some of you, this can be ending a connection that you know is toxic. And you don't have to burn the bridge, but you do have to sort it out. And at the very least, put some heavy boundaries between you and certain people that you know lower your vibration. The people that you know affect your thoughts, your feelings, your life decisions in ways where it might not be so beneficial for you. And I think you've seen that in the past now. You're looking back and being like, I have these emotional pulls, I have this emotional wisdom, this emotional depth to me, like I'm an old soul. I get this strong old soul energy, but because you're an old soul, you're also very patient because you've seen it all. So when these things happen, you're just kind of like, oh, that's just what happens in life, that's humans. But these tests are also to strengthen us, to make sure that we take the action we need to take to protect ourselves, to meet our own needs, to fulfill our own emotions, all these things. And that's what Spirit's trying to get you to do, is be bold, make the first move. You could tolerate things, but you shouldn't have to. And it's actually to your own detriment. And if you do try and sort out these emotions concerning your emotional foundations in your life, and some of you, this is going back into childhood. Yeah, whoa, okay. Strong sense of, all right, for a lot of you, this is childhood. I don't want to say trauma. Childhood coping mechanisms, childhood outlooks, like the way your parents used to think about things and comment about how they felt about this and that. There's some lingering things in that you need to go into. For some of you, this may not be a person. This could be going within yourself, like you've noticed patterns of emotional instability, and now you're trying to manifest this abundant new emotional foundation. And you're actively sorting it out, but it feels a bit overwhelming because you've noticed some things that you can't really deny. And you feel like, oh, but then I have to do that, and then that's going to cause this ripple effect, and then that's this and that. You need to put that down and do what's good for you. Do what's right for you. Not in a way that damages people, be wise about it. But let's say someone's financially reliant on you. This isn't what the reading is, but it's just hypothetical. Someone's financially reliant on you. You get this reading and go, you know what, I'm going to pull all the finances out from under you because I'm protecting myself. That's from anger. That is not wise or mature. That's spiteful and angry, and you're operating from a place of rage, of I was going to say vindication, vindictiveness, spite. But if you go to that person and say, okay, listen, I love you, but I can't continue to support you financially. I'm willing to like set a cutoff date. So by that date, you've got time to prepare, but by that date, I must do it. And if that date comes and they haven't, taken the steps to become a bit more stable, you are within your rights to withdraw that, because you did the right thing. You weren't being spiteful. You were just saying, this is what I need for my life. I'm sorry if this affects you, but I will try my best to mitigate that, but I'm not going to break my back or put myself out so that I can take care of your emotional needs. In doing this, making the first move and standing your ground with your emotions and how people affect them, this is going to transform you in a big, big, big way. Big way. Because the Eight of Wands is direct energy that has just come out of the Seven of Energies, which is the negative things. Like if things repeat, and the negative, that's usually a 7. If it's the first time it's happened, it's usually a 5 in my readings. And this is telling me that this is once you've taken stock of your emotional foundations, and let's just say the things that were rotting that foundation, you make the first move, you look back and handle this stuff. I'm trying to censor myself. You will transform in a way like I'm just getting this butterfly chrysalis, like you just emerge from your cocoon more radiant and beautiful than anyone ever gave you credit for, and they'll see it. It'll be blinding to them is what I get. And here we are with all this color. Spirit saying you're going to have so much energy, and it will be so focused that whatever you put your energy towards, it will just be like the gods are just opening the doors, everything that you direct your energy to. But the only way you can have this beautiful, powerful, and I can't stress that enough, powerful energy is by dealing with this. And once you've done it, you'll feel emotionally more like a tree. You'll be grounded, stable, strong in your emotional energy, and you'll know why you feel how you feel. You won't have people's opinions and actions and things affecting the way you feel about life and yourself and your passions. So take stock. It'll transform you. But be unrelenting. Don't cower down. Don't back out because things feel a bit tumultuous, or someone has a bad word about what you're doing, or this and that. Stand true in what you believe and how you feel. Your emotions are going to guide you, and you'll feel it emotionally. If something feels fulfilling or unfulfilling, it's up to you to sort that out. Be bold, make the first move. Spirit is waiting. Once you do that, you will transform and be your inner fire, the energy that you have to do things like healing, spell work, readings, conquering fears, starting projects. All that type of energy, that solar plexus energy, is going to just be ignited like the sun. Like I just get this incredible, like, you better not cross pile 2, because if they put their energy towards getting rid of you out of their life, believe me, it's going to happen. But this energy I'm getting is more going to be focused towards your glow up, your happy ever after, your abundance, and it's going to be like a wildfire. All this energy in a good way, really, really good way. And I'm getting that this may feel anxiety. Who is this? 18. This is not you. This is other people. Okay, when you start standing in your power, you're going to see some people feel a bit anxious about that. These are the people who siphon off your energy and your emotional abundance, and you need to stick to your guns, because when you take stock of your emotions, only you can do it. Spirit can help you, so pray, ask your guides for help, and they'll help. But you need to do this. This is something that's done by you, for you. And once you do this, once you come to the table and bring your half of the energy, this will transform you, and Spirit will... Your energy is going to be so on point that Spirit won't have any reluctance or blockages to not be able to bring about the things that you want to bring about. With this Eight of Wands, anything you direct your mind to, your desires to, it will be fulfilled if you want it to be, and I promise you that. and it will cause anxiety for some people, and those are the people who are gonna be maybe need to have some boundaries set with them. Maybe even need to be cut out completely. Take it as it resonates, you know. But I do see you've got this inner fire it's already been ignited, but I feel like through these connections where you self-sacrifice, you've had to sacrifice parts of yourself so that others can feel good about themselves, rather than letting your light shine, letting your intelligence shine, letting your emotional wisdom be known to people of how deep you can be and how wise you are beyond your years, beyond people that are sometimes 3 times your age. And I just get this like old soul, yeah. So it's okay to be a little bit selfish sometimes, as long as it's, not harming anyone and you're just doing it because it's good for you and, it brings you to life, it's not damaging, it's productive, it's fruitful, it's healthy, it's engaging, invigorating. These are the things that you need to start doing, but you won't be able to start doing them fully and enjoy them fully if you don't deal with this emotional foundation. I feel like for most of you, you've already begun, but for those of you who haven't, begin. Ask your spirit guides for help. Once you've started doing that and making the first move, I feel like most of you are basically here at the reading. This is the past for a lot of you. But you could be back here, and that's okay. Some people get dealt more than others, and that's more than okay. It's just Spirit's obviously got some big things in the works for you if you've been dealt quite a lot. Because when you overcome these things and you see it for what it is, the wisdom you're going to have will surpass anyone who hasn't even remotely come close to experiencing this. And with that, you're going to know it. You're going to be like, I can trust myself. I can put myself first. But I get this sense of self-trust, transformation, because it's like I know what I know, but sometimes when I enact these things, it hurts others, or people just get really anxious when I do certain things. Let them, because it's highlighting your energy. Your fire is casting light into the shadows of them, and if they can't handle their shadow, then they need to do the work. You are not responsible to do the work for them. They have to recognize for themselves that they need to do the work as well. So sometimes things need to be brought down in their lives for them to see, like, oh, I need to change, or I need to heal or grow. So it's okay for you to step in this power, even if it causes them anxiety. The anxiety is you stepping into your light is helping them see that they have anxiety, see that they have inadequacies. Let it be, and you just do you. Alright, pile 2, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful. Ask your spirit guides for help if you're not sure how to sort things out or any of that. Just ask Spirit and really keep asking and sincerely praying, and you'll get it. You'll get the help. Alright, pile 2, I hope this helped, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Blessed be. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles in the reading, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Alright, so I drew a card from every deck that I like. So all my decks except for 2, or 1. For the first card you got Prince of Discs, the Emperor, Hold Your Vision, Queen of Chalices, Sacred Space, the Chariot. Just gonna scooch these over because my OCD will not allow me to continue unless we okay, there we go. And you also got second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Alright. This is telling me that you guys have started something, or started doing something, acting a certain way. This could be like a project you've started, a direction you're moving in, with the Prince of Discs over here. It's interesting, you've got more or less two chariots. Prince of Discs there with his chariot, and then the actual chariot. Prince of Discs, Emperor. Yeah, it's like you've made a decision for your life and you're not backing down. Prince of Discs, the Emperor. You've got a vision for your life and maybe you haven't started it yet, but for a lot of you I feel like you have. Prince of Discs is someone who goes at what they want in the material realm like a bull in a china shop, more or less. Like, nothing will get in their way. It like, move the hell out of the way, because here comes pile 3 is basically the energy I'm getting. And with the Emperor, that tells me that you're sitting on... The Emperor rules all the kings in the deck, so this is telling me you've taken active dominion over every aspect of your life, and maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet, but knowing that you've got the capacity to do this, you really do. You've got the inner fire, you've got the inner emotion, intuition, you're grounded, you're like a very wise spirit. Prince of Discs is basically like, look, I don't know exactly what bumps are along the road, but I'm going to set out right now and let's go. So you're going, and it's all to do with the physical. So this could be a new project, a new job, a new living situation, anything to do with the physical world. Like, this isn't conceptual, this isn't just emotional or mental or spiritual. I mean, it is spiritual, everything is, but they're saying that this is in regards to something like making your life look a certain way with a certain project you've committed to, or that you've got in your mind, a direction you want to go in, and you are just not backing down. You're like, this is what's best for my kingdom. I will not falter. I will not be knocked off this throne. This is something that's happening. And Spirit's saying, hold your vision. You've got this kind of like Taurus-y sort of energy with the Emperor sort of energy as well. So it's very strong-headed. You're a very strong-headed individual. And Spirit's saying that the things that you've got your sights set on, hold your vision. Don't stop. The things that come up are supposed to strengthen you, so that when you get to the point where you're ready to fully go at this, which I feel like you've already begun, they're just saying the bumps in the road that the Prince of Discs can't see are destined. Like, they were going to be there anyway. The only difference is whether or not you're secure in that chariot, or you're secure sitting on that throne. If not, you'll be flung off. So Spirit's saying, hold your vision. Hold your vision. Don't let it go, because it's going to serve you in ways that you may not be able to see just yet. The Queen of Chalices. Yeah, she takes strong approaches when it comes to, like, her emotions. She reflects on them. She's wise, and she knows what makes her feel good and bad. Intuitively, she can feel things. She's not emotionally reactive. She's very, very slow to anger. But she knows that once she's reached that point, that there's a reason why she reached that point, and she's not going to be convinced otherwise. And neither should she, because she's the queen. So I'm getting that if you hold your vision... Hang on, Spirit's coming through. If you hold your vision... It could... I feel like this is in regards to someone else, like how, like, you're okay doing you, but there's the people that are around you that are like, I don't know if that's for you. I don't know, like, that just upsets me. Like, I don't know why, it just upsets me. That's the energy I'm getting. But you're going to see through this BS. You're going to see through all the emotional manipulations. You're going to understand your own emotional reactions, why you reacted this way, and why other people reacted to you when you held your vision and just went at this thing and don't stop. Like, that's the energy I get. And it's kind of like I look back and I see all the different things that bubbled up within me, and I understand them now. because I held my vision and I got to my destination. You just need to hold vision, stay strong. Prince of Discs, unrelenting, just going at something. The Emperor taking absolute authority and directing, being like, you do this, you don't do this. I do this, we can't do that. We can do this, you don't do that. You know, that sort of thing. In relation to you, your destiny, your path, your life. But especially in this direction, I feel like that you've been reinvigorated with a sense of direction, but there's just no I get that you might be a bit lonely in this, like there's no support for you, so you've just got to keep going regardless and hope that the road that you're on is going to lead you to somewhere that's prosperous. Spirit is saying it absolutely will. Absolutely will. Because once you do hold the vision, you end up feeling like, oh, I know why it felt so lonely. I know why they tried to knock me off my throne. I get it now. I see. Excuse me if you can hear that plane. And they're saying, yeah, once you get to that point and you've held your vision and now you see things, the sacred space that you create from this, there's something else too. Like, I feel like it's going to pull you in a direction once you stick to this. Eventually it's going to pull you in a direction where you meet other people. You've got sacred space, the Chariot, second chakra, which is about connection, masculine, feminine energies, creative energies, how you interact with the world and people around you. Yeah, how you connect with them, I should say. And because you held your vision, because you stayed on that throne, on that chariot, and weren't knocked off because you held your vision, it's going to pull, the chariot will start pulling you into a direction where you meet others that resonate with what it is that you were trying to achieve. Kindred spirits, like-minded folk, that are going to give you that support that you didn't have when you started out on this journey. And you're going to feel like, oh my God, I feel like life is so complete. I feel so safe and so loved and valued and cherished. Oh, this beautiful feeling, Pile 3, seriously. If you need to hold the vision, keep going. Because the sacred space that comes from this, I get that this chariot with you holding your vision, that's something that you're doing. But I feel like doing that creates a sacred space in which there's going to be something that pulls you, because this chariot is not led by you. I get that this is like an energy, like a current of energy that's going to pull you in once you get to this sacred space, and then you'll be pulled into this new flow of energy that will land you all these new connections into this new sacred space with all these beautiful people in it. And I do get that there's like a new community, a new group that are going to cherish you like you've never been cherished if you hold to this vision. Alright, Pile 3. Excuse me, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helped. If you want something more specific, head to the website. I'll give you a personal reading. If not, I'll see you in the next one. I hope this helped. Blessed be. Hey Part 4, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles in the reading, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Alright, so like I told the other piles, I drew one card from each of my favorite decks, except for two that I'm not too keen on. And yeah, this is what happened. This is what came out. You've got Gain, 9 of Pentacles. Put that there. The Tower. Stay with me. The Tower. Don't let pride get in your way. Full Moon in Leo. King of Chalices. Blood Bond. Connections. Two of Pentacles. Magician in the Mirror. Just gonna get these all nice and neat because it'll drive me nuts if I don't, and I'm sure some of you will be like, please fix it. Alright, how's that looking? Yep, that's good. Alright. Okay, so Spirit's very clearly showing that you, Pile 4, have gone through something where you felt like you'd attained this new level of happiness and stability, this new project or relationship or endeavor, something physical. There's something where you felt prosperous, like you'd gained huge momentum and things were enriched in a way that you hadn't seen them before, but then it all came crashing down with the Tower. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, they're saying that whatever finished or collapsed, like the Tower, this gain that collapsed, it's supposed to happen. And Spirit's saying, don't let pride get in your way. This isn't a reflection on your capabilities or your worth, your self-worth. This is all about destroying illusions, is what I just got told. Destroying the illusionary success of certain things that were in your life. And there may have been a time where it looked like success, or it was working well, and then just little by little, or just all of a sudden, everything just collapsed. And now the things that you thought were like, oh wow, this is my next chapter, this is my next thing, just completely collapsed. And Spirit's saying, don't let pride get in your way from getting back up and trying again, or trying in a different way, because it is part of your karmic progression. This is to strengthen you and to help you see what didn't work out, why it collapsed, because something that's truly strong and immovable can't be collapsed or destroyed in this particular way. This could be about finances or life plans as well. I'm getting life plans for a lot of you. Life plans, complete ruin. Like something that you were invested in collapsed. Or you might still be in this gain. It's more like a timeline progression. You may be here in the gain and you can see that it's collapsing and it's like deteriorating and it's not working. But for a lot of you, I feel like this has already happened. Like it's already collapsed. This is something in the past for a lot of you that just didn't work out in a really catastrophic way. Like for a lot of you, this could be it blindsided you, or you kind of saw the red flags about it, but you ignored them because you're a good person and you put up with too much, more than you should. And then it just built up to a point where it all came crashing down. But Spirit's saying that you end up as the King of Chalices. So this is telling me with the back turned to the destruction, that's behind you. That's your back is turned and you're now focused on emotional it's kind of like you're sitting in the displeasure and being like, I didn't like that. I know why that happened. I can see it now in hindsight. As long as I don't let pride get in my way, I can continue. But I need to readjust and... hang on, I'm getting some stuff. Yeah, there's like a readjustment happening here. It's like taking assessment of the kingdom and being like, oh, these people that had somehow climbed up into my tower were doing things that caused this destruction. So I'm getting that for a lot of you, you've put the work in, you tried everything you could to make this thing work out in a successful way, but it collapsed anyway. And now you've got this emotional wisdom from this experience of collapse. You've got Two of Pentacles connections, the Magician and the Mirror. What are you saying about that, Spirit? Connections, Two of Pentacles. Spirit's trying to connect you with things that are going to bring you more balance. You may be getting guided to do certain things, reach out to certain people, but keeping in mind the wisdom that you gained from these past collapses. So don't go back to a rubble state, don't go back to the ruin and then try and rebuild it. Don't gather these people that caused the destruction and then go, oh, well, maybe it'll be different this time. You've got the wisdom, you understand why people have done what they did, you understand why this situation didn't work out, and now Spirit's trying to get you to connect the dots and bring about balance. They're trying to meet you halfway, your spirit guides. They're saying, yeah, I just keep getting them repeating, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. So to whatever this was, it could be a relationship, a job, a living situation. There's something like a romantic connection maybe. Or a business, a hobby, something that you've invested in that just completely collapsed. They're saying new connections will bring balance and empower you. You end up as the magician and the mirror. If you stay true to what it is you learned and apply that wisdom. Don't just learn the wisdom and then go, oh yeah, okay, now that I've got it, now I can go back to this and rebuild. Now I can go back to these people. No, the wisdom is, you know what they did, you saw what happened, leave it like that. Just leave it at that, and now build new connections to bring balance. Meeting Spirit halfway will bring you inner peace, inner balance. It'll help you understand the situation. This is like a level up reading. If you can I keep getting this word, refuse, or whatever this is, you end up with this power of fire and ice, like masculine and feminine, light and dark, but you have mastery over them, which then helps you rebuild a new tower. So whatever this thing that collapsed was, you'll get a second go. Maybe not with the same people, maybe not with the same thing, but there's the same thing. Okay, they just said no, same thing. So same thing, just different circumstances, different players in a new tower, one that's not going to be able to be brought down or set on fire, because you've got mastery over fire and ice, fire and water, if you want to call it, and you will feel balanced. Like not returning to these people, not going back and being like, oh, but we were such good friends, let's repair it. Oh, we were such a good couple, I miss you. Oh, we went to school together and I miss our fun that we had, whatever that is. Like, I just get this nostalgic energy. Not turning back to that. New beginnings, new connections brings about balance and mastery over the self. And understand that that's the purpose, that's why it got brought down. And Spirit's saying, don't let pride get in your way, don't stay down, don't listen to what people are putting you down with, like, oh, you shouldn't do that, oh, your life's a mess, or oh, this or that. It's a mess because it was supposed to collapse, and to rebuild something stronger that they can't see. They don't see the divine ordinance over this situation. But they're saying you end up as the magician in the mirror. Mastery, I just keep getting mastery over the self. Mastery over the self. Yeah, you're immovable, immutable. Like, you can't be moved, you can't be shaken because of this wisdom. But if you let pride get in your way, you won't see the wisdom. You'll have it, but you won't be able to access it in the way that you could if you continue to move forward. And again, moving forward looks like not turning back to old things, old patterns and old cycles, old connections. Because yeah, there's this balance with the Two of Pentacles. It's like whatever was thrown out of balance with the Tower that screwed up all this, there's a balance. And it's like, if you can see this, she's got one in her hand that's a physical one, and then she's got one up in the corner up here. It's a spiritual disc. As above, so below. Yeah. Yeah, this was to bring you back into alignment with yourself and to teach you about your own strengths and your own wisdom and your own insight that you kind of... I feel like a lot of you did see some of the red flags before the Tower fell, but it just... You're a very kind soul. I get that. Like, you're very hopeful, very passionate about these emotional beginnings, these... whatever this was, there's just so much emotion in it. And now because it collapsed, it's just like, why even bother? Why even bother trying to do it again? Spirit saying, because that was to build up the thing that we actually want you to have. We didn't want you to have that and settle for that. We wanted something else for you. These new connections, this new balance, and this mastery is going to launch you into a new glow-up phase that people aren't even going to recognize you in the end of it. But you're going to be sitting on your throne, proud of your accomplishments, proud of the tower moment, proud of everything, because it all made you grow. And now you've got the insight and the wisdom to be able to build these new connections and rebuild this tower. Just don't let pride get in your way. Alright, well, I'm just going to leave it there because that's all Spirit's actually saying. We're not... Really? Okay. Spirit just said, draw one more from the deck. I didn't do this for the other piles yet. 1, 2, or 3, so don't tell him. I'm going to draw one more for you. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Insight. Of course. Yeah. This is insight. This is all about the insight that you've got about why the tower moment happened recently. What that was. And it could have been like an all-encompassing tower moment where everything just seemed to have collapsed all at once. And it's because the foundations weren't strong or healthy, and it's definitely not what Spirit wanted for you. So it's not going to happen because it just couldn't. They want the best for you, and that wasn't the best for you. Even if it doesn't seem like it now because of all the fallout from the rubble, it may have seemed a bit intense and unnecessary, but I promise you it was necessary to provide the insight that's going to help you avoid this situation ever again. Alrighty, pile 4. Did I call you pile 3 before? I'm not sure. Anyway, pile 4. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped and I brought you some insight. If you want a personal reading, book in. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Blessed be. Hey pile 4, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles in the reading, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Okay, so this is interesting. You got... Oh, and by the way, I drew a card from all of my favorite decks. So like one card from each deck. You got 8 of Wands, Swiftness. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to move that lighting, if I can, without knocking everything over. Okay, there we go. How's that? That's a bit better. Okay, you've got 7 of Wands. Look at the bigger picture. Eight of Wands. Recklessness, Resurrection. 8 of Swords. Man holding a coin. Alrighty, this is telling me that there was some sort of swift action, decision, desire that you acted on, and either from the decision, the action, the situation, whatever it is that was swift and intense, like I get like hot flame, like this is like a burning intensity, like this swift desire, this action, this thing. There was some sort of chaos that came from it, some sort of, I just got the term reckless abandon, so maybe that resonates to help you put it into context. But there's just something that was swift and very intense, like your energy was just so focused on this thing, this issue, this relationship, this situationship, I don't know. But it caused a lot of conflict, and I'm getting that you had to defend yourself in this situation, or because of this situation you had to defend yourself. And I can't tell for all of you like if this worked out or not, or if it's still ongoing. But Spirit's saying with that situation that was recent, that was intensely swift and highly charged, it caused all that. There was almost like a fallout energy that you didn't see coming, like the way people reacted in your life, or maybe the lives of the people that this concerns. I'm not too sure. There was some form of swiftness, yeah, but Spirit's saying the conflict that came from it, you need to look at the bigger picture, at what's going on in that situation, because there's things that you don't see because you're too intensely trying to defend it or explain it or justify it about why it happened the way it did, or like those sorts of things, or why it's a good choice for you, but maybe people around you are saying it's not. Maybe people poo-pooed your idea or like decision, and it's just been like a battle all around that. But Spirit's saying, look at the bigger picture. The Eight of, see, you've got Eight of Wands twice, so like, this is telling me that this decision was kind of based in some form of pain. Like, if it was a relationship, you wanted this relationship to work out so bad because you've had such, trials and tribulations in the past with this. If it's like a job or a passion project, it was something that made you come alive and you felt good when you made the decision. But it was so swift and intense because it was made from a place of, I don't want to be in this bad state anymore, so I'm choosing this particular thing. And I'm doing it with absolute, I just keep getting this sense, reckless abandon. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but there was almost like, let's throw caution to the wind and let's just do this thing. That thing, whatever that was. Spirit saying that, look at the bigger picture, because you've got Eight of Wands again and recklessness with resurrection and Eight of Swords. It's saying that like it's almost like you're trying to hold on to this thing or revive it, or there's like a reckless energy to this decision or this connection to whatever it is that I'm speaking to. This could be I keep getting, for some it's a relationship, some people it's a friendship, some people like it's very different, but it's all the same. There's a recklessness, like an intense, like you kind of know why you're making it, like it feels good, that's definite. But the reason it feels so good is because by contrast of what you went through or didn't have in the past or didn't work out in the past, it feels really good. And because of that, you're overlooking a lot of things. And it's like whenever issues come up, it's just like you try and get back to that place of where it felt good. But resurrection in this situation may not be the best avenue to take. Because Eight of Swords, you got 3 eights, like that's telling me that yeah, like you can still feel that internal struggle, like you're still bound up and confused, but at the same time, this swift decision, this swift thing makes it feel all worth it, and it makes it feel like everything's being made right as long as I can stick to my guns. And man holding a coin. Yeah, Spirit's saying that not everything that glitters is gold, and in this sense, what's being offered here, it's not what Spirit wants for you, and it's not that you don't deserve that level of happiness. It's that it's kind of like you're intentionally gaslighting yourself with this situation. It's like, well, my family don't like this person or my decision, but they've never liked anything I do, so screw them. That must mean it's the right thing to do. And they might not be right about the things that they're saying or like coming at you with about this swift decision. I get for a lot of you that's the case. Like it's not like what they're saying, how they interpret it, their assumptions aren't correct, but neither are yours. And Spirit's saying the thing that you keep considering resurrecting, this could be a past relationship, a past job, a past group or thing that you used to do, place you used to go, something like that. It's putting a band-aid over a gaping wound. And it's like, well, like, yeah, I just keep getting this sense of like, it's a band-aid solution, even though it might seem right at the time. So Spirit's trying to get you to see that you need to look at the bigger picture about what's happening and be honest with yourself when you notice red flags in situations or relationships and things like that. Don't collect them and then knit a nice red flag shawl. It's like, well, it's not a flag now, it's a shawl. And that's Spirit saying, no, like, look at the bigger picture, because the red flags that are coming up, I get the sense that you've noticed them, but it's just kind of like, for example, when someone dates someone and everyone in the situation around them and the couple involved know that it's toxic, but the people in the relationship and some of the closest people to them are like, oh no, it's great, it's just, you just need to push through it, no, this is so good, just don't listen to all the haters are just hating. Haters do hate, haters be hating, but it's not. Look at the bigger picture. Spirit keeps saying, it's like, yeah, don't let that be the thing that drives you towards this thing, because that's kind of like a spiteful retaliation, and it's feeling, because it's also filling a void, it feels really, really right. But this is something that's being offered to you. Like, it's not something, I get, that you're just deciding or like airy-fairy kind of just going into. This is something that keeps, it's like you were offered something by someone or something, and that offer has you like on a string because of this offer. And for some of you, this could be like someone's trying to exploit your pain by convincing you that, oh no, your family's bad, or your friends are bad, or your life is terrible because of this, let me offer you something better. And it's not better, it's actually way worse, because the intention that it's being offered with isn't legit, it's not wholesome, it's not grounded, it hasn't got a strong foundation. And because of that, it collapses, and because of everyone else's issues with it, you stick to it because it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to be told what to do. But Spirit's saying, look at the bigger picture. What is being taught to you? Are you being taught to value yourself? Maybe you're with someone or at a job where you try and you know you put in the work, but it's like this narcissistic energy where it's like, I'm being offered something, but then every now and then they attack me, or every now and then I get hurt because of something they say or do. But you overlook that because of all the chaos surrounding the situation. You go, but it makes me feel good, and that's just a little thing, I can overlook that. No, look at the bigger picture. Stop trying to resurrect things that have hurt you in the past and are continually destructive, and I just got the word disruptive as well. If there's like a relationship or a career path that you keep going down and you notice there's disruption or distraction in that, you need to stop going down that road and stop choosing it because it feels good. It's okay not to know which way you're going. That is better than going down the wrong road. That's a reckless resurrection. Because that's what's keeping you stuck and mentally bound. It's just like, oh, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like, oh, like I don't understand. I don't see it. But you do see it. That's what Spirit's trying to say, is you do see it, but you keep intentionally resurrecting this thing that kept you stuck. So understanding that not choosing anything would be better than choosing to resurrect this thing. Ask for advice from Spirit and say, like, how do I move forward on this? Or if you want a personal reading, I'm not trying to just promote myself, but if you do want a personal reading for something, I can help you with that. We can really fine tune what it is and how to fix it. Out of all the piles so far, this one's been, to be honest, I have the most sympathy for you. Pile 4. Pile 5, sorry. Did I call you pile 5? Oh god. I think I called you pile 4 before. Yeah, that's all I'm getting, is that you need to love yourself more, really focus on you and what brings you to life, and be open and honest about who and what is tearing you down, blows to your self-confidence, blows to your image, like how you see yourself, how others even see you. There's something about that. I just keep getting this overlook, resurrection, reckless abandon, recklessness. Try and work on your energy, be grounded, center yourself, release any energies that aren't your own, do as much energy work as you can on yourself, and you'll understand that there's some people and some things in your life that you've been holding on to, trying to resurrect, that just aren't serving you, and it's okay to let them go, because there is something on offer for you that's greater than this, but you keep taking the offers that get presented to you as if they're your only option because of this this intense, I don't know if it's trauma or lack or combination of the two, just issues from the past. I get like this feels like it makes it all worth it, but it doesn't. And you know it doesn't, because you've noticed things, but you've overlooked those things. And even when you couldn't, and everything may have come crashing down in a tower moment, you've resurrected it. And you keep resurrecting it, and then wondering, why am I stuck? Why do I stay stuck? Because you keep choosing people, things, avenues that are just toxic. If it's like a hobby or something, you can still do it maybe, but try like a different approach. Yeah, Spirit's just saying, look at the bigger picture, stop trying to resurrect what has died. It's a natural death, depending on what that is. Relationship, situation, job, career path, whatever. Because there is something on offer, and it's beautiful, but it can't be attained, and you feel like you're trapped every time you try and, like, you can see it, but you can't get there. It's because you keep resurrecting things that are causing you pain. Let go of the familiar is what I'll say. Just let go of the things that are familiar to you, that maybe you think, I need this, but you don't need it. And I feel like you know you don't need it, and you know what's toxic. But again, the resurrection, I just keep coming back to it, and I'm repeating myself because I feel like that's what Spirit keeps trying to get me to do. It's like they're pulling me in to say stuff, and then they get me to repeat it. I think that's because you just keep resurrecting it, and you really need to hear this. So understand that what is cleared out of your life, Spirit will replace with even better things, but it may not be an instant replacement. It may not be an instant swap out. So allow it to be put to rest. Don't resurrect it, and just wait, pray, do your energy work, ask for guidance, and things will replace the things that you're trying to defend and keep going. Alright, pile 5. See, I got it right that time, pile 5. I hope this helped. If you need more insight, book in for a personal reading. Anyway, thanks for watching, and blessed be. Hey pile 6, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you feel guided to reverse the roles in the reading, please do so. And if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. Okay, like I told all the other piles, I've taken a card from each of my favorite decks to create this reading. It's actually turned out really well. I might continue doing it, I'm not sure, but the first card you got is Queen of Wands. Five of Discs, or Pentacles. Emotions are running high. Six of Discs or Pentacles. Acceptance and courage, Amethyst. Four of Wands. Yin Yang. Alright, yeah, this is telling me that, like, you were recently, there was something that you were left out in the cold with, like you were on the outskirts of something, like a group. It could be friends, family, work. It's like you understand that you were in the right and that you didn't do anything wrong, but you were left out in the cold anyway. And then even the people that kind of screwed you over, or the person, maybe it could just be one person, I'm not sure, something screwed you over, and it's like you can see it and you know that you didn't do anything wrong and that you know that you were in the right, that they did something wrong. And it's like there's this sense, I keep getting this strong sense of injustice. Like, how could you have done that? I did nothing to deserve that. Why did you do that? And because of that, yeah, emotions are running very high. But yeah, I think like this is going to be a pretty short one. It's pretty clear. Like, yeah, you're ruminating, and it's kind of like you're making sense of it within yourself. Like, you're understanding how it affected your energy, how to combat these energies, even though it feels almost insurmountable. Like it draws off so much energy, but at the same time, you know you're capable of it if you had to do it, but you just don't want to do it because you're kind of just like, not in shock, but just hyper aware of what happened, and the people that caused it have no idea about the fallout that caused you. And because of that, the emotions are running really high. But Spirit's saying that you can come out of the Five of Pentacles and into the Six, which is like the fives in tarot, at least the way I read, fives are like the first time it's happened, it's something kind of newish. The sevens are also like unsatisfactory energy, but it's something repeating. The Six is the stepping out of something that's just happened, that's a newish thing. This could have been a pattern that was repeating over your life in many situations, but I'm getting that there's one thing in particular where, hang on, Spirit's saying no, there's like 2 or 3. Okay, well, shut my mouth. No, but Spirit's saying that the sense of injustice, it's preparing you for when you come into the Six of Pentacles and step out of this sense of like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they're acting this way, or that they said that, or did that, or want this, or keep trying to reach out to me, even though they hate me. Like, what is that about? It's because you're sitting in the Queen of Wands. They're attracted to your energy, but they don't know how to be you or do what you do or see things the way you see things, because in their mind it's just something they can just do. But for you, it's something that you had to build for many years, through many things. That's how you're that wise. And because they're childlike by comparison in their understanding of this situation, they'll keep coming back. Or just trying to reach you in different ways, even though you may have cut some people off or closed some avenues of communication down. They'll keep trying to reach out and knock you off your throne, is what I just got told. But the way you can come out of this is acceptance and courage, and the Four of Wands. So acceptance, courage with Four of Wands tells me that accepting the situation for what it was, and like disseminating or like dissecting the situation to understand it, which I feel like you didn't need to do too much of, but if you're still caught up on it, just chalk it down to some blanket statements like, this is what I did, they have wronged me, I'm not in the wrong, I did right by them, they did wrong by me, moving on. And just accept it for what it was. Don't try and change people, don't try and explain to people why they did something wrong and how it hurt you. If they can't understand it because they're too immature, they won't understand it, no matter how you word it or explain it. They have to live and experience for themselves in order to obtain the wisdom that you're trying to impart onto them. So accepting that and having the courage to just move forward, move out of that, knowing that you didn't deserve that, it doesn't reflect who you are as a person. That acceptance and having the courage to move on will bring you into this Four of Wands state. And see how they're like partying? There's like 4 wands holding up a tent. That tent, like, they look like they're having a damn good time. She's waving a magic around, she's shaking a tambourine, they're both dancing in the field, stars. And that tent looks pretty cool. Like, I feel like I would want to be in that tent, whatever's going on. And that's what you can build for yourself, this like beautiful utopia of a life where the people that surround you and that come into contact with you are left feeling in awe of you, which I feel like these people already were, but because of your fire in the Queen of Wands, it's kind of like you highlighted all the things that they lack. And because of that, you highlighted their inadequacies. They felt judged and small, immature, childlike, and they kind of look up to you like, oh, but don't leave me behind. I'm precious. And no, you just need to calm down and understand what I'm saying. It's like, no, you do pile 5. 4, 5, 6. Sorry, pile 6. You do understand, and you don't need to explain, because it would be like talking to a brick wall. So understand that, just accept it, move on, have the courage to do so. This will bring your energy back into alignment and bring a sense of total balance. Like, gotta get it, focus. Come on, focus. Here we go, yin yang. And that's how it all ends up. If you can put down these emotional reactions, because explaining to someone what they can't understand is only going to cause you to go crazy. Accept people for where they're at is what Spirit's saying. Accept the situation for what it was. You've got the insight and the wisdom to understand it. The people that screwed you over don't. So don't try and explain to them how they were awful, or how they need to grow, because anything you say, you shining this light you already make them feel inadequate. And if you start explaining to them how they can grow, oh my god, you're going to make them feel so small. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're not doing anything wrong, but they will retaliate, is what I get. Like, it will retaliate. If it's like a whole workplace or a group, they will retaliate. If it's a person, they will retaliate. So have the acceptance and the courage to step into your knowing of your sense of self. You know how you behaved and how things went down and who manipulated what. So just accept it, have the courage to move on. And this energy of acceptance, of knowing and accepting and just putting all those emotions down and being like, all right, I'm done with feeling offended, I'm done with feeling angry, I'm done with feeling super emotionally charged about these situations now. What did I learn from them? Because the emotions aren't serving you anything other than to drive you either to them or away from them, or to it or away from it. Accept it for what it is, have the courage to do so, and your life will just, it'll be like a breath of fresh air. You'll be dancing like these two. Like, it will feel that good if you can do this, because it's not just the feeling. The reason they feel like that is because they're balanced. This emotional issue is causing a huge imbalance, and to try and keep holding on to it and make sense of it isn't going to do you any good at all. You already know. Like, you know you were wrong, you know how, etc., etc. So once you accept it, move on, things will just start working out for you. And it's okay to acknowledge that people who you thought were in positions of authority or wisdom may not be so authoritative or wise. Or maybe they're authoritative, but they don't have the capacity to do it in a healthy way. So maybe just move away, move out, move on. And when you do this and accept it for what it was, things are going to turn out brilliantly for you. I can definitely see that. 4 of Wands, yin yang, I mean, look at that. That's how things end up, but that's the pivotal point. You may have already moved out of it and you're kind of accepting it now, or you may still be in it, but wherever you are in this timeline, this is how it ends up. 4 of Wands, yin yang, balance, joy, elation, a renewal of inner fire, inner passion. Life becomes delicious again, rather than this series of chaotic events. Alright, pile 6, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helped. If you need any more, you can book in for a personal reading. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, thanks for watching. Blessed be. Hey pile 7, welcome to your reading. This is a general reading, so take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. If you need to reverse the roles, feel free to do so. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website for more information. The link will be in the description box. This is an interesting one. Oh yeah, I told all the other piles too. I drew one card from every one of my favorite decks, and it actually turned out incredible. I'm so happy with this reading style, so that's why they're all different. The Fool is the first card you got. It's not a bad thing, so stay with me. The King of Pentacles. A Time to Give rather than take. New Moon in Virgo. 10 of Cups. Yep. Lineage Roots, Book of Shadows. Judgment. Door to Value. Okay, let's get them all pretty. There we go. I get that you guys are stepping out into some new venture, obviously, with the Fool. But the King of Pentacles is also there too, which is someone who's very experienced and wise when it comes to new adventures and new prospects. This is telling me that you've gained a lot of wisdom, and it's kind of like you're starting some sort of new project, or you're being called to do rather than absorb. So it's kind of like you need to become the teacher rather than the student, or you need to be the student who's now stopping the lesson and trying to put into practice what it is they've learned. For example, if you do a lot of these types of readings with YouTube, maybe it's your time to focus on your intuition, your own tarot skills, your own clairvoyance or clairsentience, whatever you want to develop, and actually put effort into that rather than passively receiving messages. And now this may not be for you. I'm not saying it's definitely to do with readings. It could be maybe you're like a yoga instructor, or like you take yoga classes, but you feel like you've kind of come to a point where you've learned as much as you can learn, you've kind of reached a plateau, and now it's time to actually implement and do rather than take. And I don't mean take like steal or greedy. It's more like instead of receiving, it's time to give. Instead of receiving something. Emotional ending. Hang on. You've got an emotional ending, end of emotional cycle. Lineage, reach judgment, order value. Yeah, it's kind of like Spirit saying that you're ready to step out on your own now. You're ready to step out into what it is that brings you joy and happiness, and it's something that you're skilled in. You're very skilled in some area, and I feel like you've been already guided to do that. Like you've felt little inklings like, I'm supposed to start something, I'm supposed to do this, become a teacher, an instructor, or maybe I'm just supposed to start doing my own readings, or start doing rather than learning. But I get that this could create, you may have to get rid of some emotional connections to certain ways that you saw yourself before. Because with the Fool and the King, that's such an interesting connection there. But the King of Pentacles and this card, they both have their eyes shut. Can you see that? It's like they're blind to something that it's like they're listening. with their eyes shut, rather than opening their eyes and going, oh, hang on, wait, I'm on the throne. I'm actually very wise and knowledgeable and experienced and proficient in this area that I feel that I'm still a student in. And doing this, actually taking action and starting to do and maybe put in practice rather than just learning, it's time now. The Fool and the King, it's like you feel like you're still in the Fool energy, like you're just beginning the journey, or like you can't even really step out onto the journey yet because you're not quite prepared. Some things might need to be done before you can. But Spirit's saying, no, you're already the king. You've already built a kingdom. You've already accrued all the things that you need, all the strength and the wisdom you need in order to do things now. So come out of the student or the childlike mindset that I'm the inferior, I'm the subordinate, I'm the this and that, because that's not true. But I feel like it doesn't come from maybe a place of self-deprecation, but it's just kind of like, this is just what I've been doing. I enjoy doing this. But Spirit's saying that's actually hindering you now, because there's not a whole lot of places to go in that receptive state. You've got to put into action, put into practice what it is that you've learned. Otherwise, you won't have new experiences and new epiphanies and new awarenesses. Think of it like a doctor that only ever studies through books and never treats a patient in their entire life. But they're incredibly knowledgeable, probably more than some doctors when it comes to book smarts. But then you put that person in a hospital or a ward and they don't know what they're doing because they haven't had to apply it. It's that sort of energy. It's like you've got that doctorate degree in something, but you haven't actually been out in the field because you haven't had confidence. Or maybe you stepped out into the field and then someone tore you down real quick and made you feel like the fool, but you're actually the king. And maybe you were something of the fool back then, like kind of naive but hopeful. But now they're saying, nope, time's up for that. You're the king now. It's time to give rather than take. Open your eyes. And it's like saying goodbye to this emotional pattern, because I feel like there is an emotion attached to the fact that you feel like you can't step out. And I feel like this was placed on you by others, like you tried to step out and you were bitten on the leg by the lion. And because of that, you kept your eyes shut and said, well, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to close my eyes and listen to what everyone else has to say. But Spirit's saying, stop that, stop it. You know damn well that you can do this and that you are capable, you can feel it. And you'll know which area of your life I'm talking about, because this is going to resonate like crazy. This is something that you know you've built yourself up from. You've got so much experience with. You are the sage in this situation. You're the sage, you're the crone in that energetic sense. And it's time to put down this sense of I'm a child, or I'm a subordinate, I'm a student, I'm just a little meek and mild. Spirit's saying, yeah, like that cup, knock that down. Psh, get the hell out of here. But with lineage, roots, and judgment, Spirit's saying that, yeah, this is something, you've had something instilled in you for a very long time, I feel, for a lot of you. Yeah, this is something that's been instilled in you, and it's kind of like a narrative that's running on loop in the background that you don't know is there, or that you can feel is there, but you don't know how to overcome. The way you overcome is to give, to do, to act, to be, rather than to think, to learn, to study, to receive. Time for that's up. It's time to do things now. It's time to act, because through that action you're also going to continue learning. But if you just kind of sit here as the student, you'll never be able to put into practice the things that you learn, and don't allow people's toxic judgments and strong opinions get in the way of your success. And that's what I'm seeing, is this lineage roots, something from the past, judgment. It's like you're wanting to break free. Your spirit is yearning to break free and burst forth, but it's being held back by some kind of outdated BS that has no place or no right to be in your life anymore. Once you're going to get over that, the door to value opens. Boom. Like that. You see? And that's literally the only thing that's stopping it. That door to value is that judgment from whatever lineage roots that comes from. For a lot of you, it's probably friends. It could be maybe bullying in high school, maybe a toxic workplace, toxic family, a toxic friend group that kind of made you feel small and inadequate and incapable. But Spirit is saying you are, because of that, because you accepted that, you actually became incredibly wise, because you had to reflect in ways that they just didn't, because they spoke without thinking. Whereas you think about everything you say. Like, it's very calculated, it's very methodical and thought out. And because of their poo-pooing you and your abilities and your worth, you've ruminated on that for so long, and because of that rumination, you've thought about it every which way imaginable, and now it's kind of like, I'm just being humble now, I'm just being this. But you're actually being meek and mild, not humble. You're being meek and mild. You are humble, but there's this internal dialogue from the lineage roots, this judgment energy that's causing you to have that humbleness turn into a meek and mild energy. And that has to stop. You got to stop that. Overcome that. Meditate, pray. I feel like it's just the awareness of, like, this isn't my crap, this is someone else's. I'm just going to put it down. That will reinvigorate your energy and everything that you've been trying to work towards, and the door to value will just fly open, and all this money and abundance just come pouring in. Yep, okay, that's all Spirit's saying. Alright, pile 7, yep, 7, to check. I hope this helped. If you need anything more, head to the website for a personal reading. We can get a bit more fine-tuned. If not, then I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and blessed be. Hey, pile number 8, welcome to your reading. This is general reading, so take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Feel free to reverse the roles if needed. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, head to my website. The information will be in the description box. Alright, this is I'll tell you what I told the other piles. I took a card from each deck, all of my favorite decks, and it actually turned out beautifully. The reading style, I'm really happy with it. I might stick with it, who knows. Okay, first card you got, Chariot. Nine of Pentacles. A win-win outcome is forecast. To be honest, that deck's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I do like it sometimes. In these readings, it's actually been incredible. Okay, you've got 5 of Cups as well. Sorry, I'm a Gemini and I haven't had much sleep, and I've had a little bit of coffee, so rest and recharge. Candle. Nine of Wands. Can you see it? Fourth chakra Archangel Raphael. Okay, so this is good. This is interesting. You've got, the Chariot with a Nine of Pentacles. A win-win outcome is forecast. No, see, Spirit's telling me that there was something that you dedicated yourself to and were just going at it like it's nobody's business. Like, you were just charging ahead. This thing, it brought you passion. You were set on it, and it brought you abundance. Or maybe you didn't see the abundance, but I feel like a lot of you, it did actually bring abundance. This thing, when you sought it out, when you went after it, ooh, it brought, the irony that I did that with that card and it knocked the other ones out. It brought you into a sense of abundance, balance with that scales right there, and a full moon in Libra. Yeah, this is like a success story, but then something happened. It was like an emotional, like spanner in the cogs. It just, like a stick in a bicycle wheel, it just brought everything to a halt. Or it just kind of like turned something that seemed so bright and joyous and awesome into something that just felt like chaos or just destruction or very unpleasant. And you were like, I don't know if I can keep doing this because people are just coming at me, or this thing keeps happening, or I don't know, but it felt really good and it was bringing me so much, and maybe I should get back to that place. I don't know how I can because of this, like this emotional upset that I feel like this came in from someone else. Like you were doing your thing, you were vibing, you were high vibing, you were going after it, and then someone came along and kicked over one of your cups, and you were like, why did you do that? Like I just get this sense of like being kind of blindsided by some sort of emotional upset caused by something outside of you that you couldn't have controlled. Even if you were like an active participant in it, you still couldn't have controlled that. That would have come to a head somehow. And it's kind of like you just put it down. It's just sort of like it was like a deterrent, almost like it tried to steer you away from something. For a lot of you, I feel like it steered you away, or at least stopped you for the time being from doing something that you were trying to pursue. And you either need to rest and recharge, or you are in that state of kind of just floating, not really doing much, just kind of like trying to heal and figure things out. And Spirit's saying that's exactly what you need to be doing, is resting and recharging, rather than just trying to figure out what I need to do next, you know? Because that thing that was bringing you abundance, I feel like you'll go there again. You'll have a second chance at that, because once you've rested and recharged, see how... Oh, can I say? Yeah, okay. I have to see if it focused. You've got a little candle flame there after this emotional upset. Then Spirit's like, hey, now it's time to rest and recharge. Because look what happens when you do. See how it turned from a little tiny flame to like a big old flame. There's a little candlestick, and now there's a whole big old stick burning bright. And she's hopefully looking out into the future like, where will I go? Now that I have my light, I can travel anywhere I want. I get this open doors energy, like this reinvigoration of your own inner flame, your own desires and passion. Whatever it was that poo-pooed this sense of, I love doing this, this brings me joy, that kind of got tainted with this whoever or whatever that was, but I feel like it's more of a whoever situation there. It's okay to rest and recharge, because doing that will help you reflect on what happened, how it happened, why it happened, but it'll also rekindle your inner fire, leading into the Nine of Wands, giving you a success, giving you the passion and the drive and the energy that you need to jump back on that chariot and go at it like you did the first time. But because you understand certain... It's kind of like you left people in the dust when you got on this chariot. I just got this strong sense of you getting on that chariot made people feel like you were leaving them in the dust without any handbook or guide on how to even build their own chariot, let alone how to even drive one or which direction to take it in once it's built. But you've just been quietly building that chariot, and then you just jumped on it and were like, wee-ha, let's go. And it brought so much goodness. Like you were like, yeah, this is awesome. And then they're like, excuse you, where are you going? Oh, you think you're so hot shit? Let me kick. So they knocked over your cup. Whatever knocked over that cup. Resting and recharging your energy is going to help. It's basically the only way to get back on this chariot is to rest and recharge, because trying to get back on it, you're not going to have the strength or the energy to really direct and steer it. You're kind of just going to be slumped and just kind of like barely breathing, but being pulled along by the chariot. So anything that does come along, it's just going to take you out. Energetically, it's going to be a huge blow if you don't rest and recharge. So it could mean that like you become very reactionary to whatever it was that knocked that cup over, that caused you that emotional pain. It could be that you don't become reactionary outwardly. It could be inwardly, and you start punishing yourself, cutting yourself off from the world, all of that sort of stuff. But Spirit's saying rest and recharge. your fire will grow and you'll see which way to go again to get back onto that track that you were on. And the emotional intelligence that comes from this resting and recharging after this emotional upset is very profound, and it's going to support this inner flame. I get this strong sense of guardianship. Your spirits will be very protective of you. The only reason they allowed this to happen was to strengthen you, so that when you did rest and recharge and got back up, it would actually empower you rather than keep you down in the dirt. And there's a sense of emotional balance and reinvigoration of your internal fire and drive. And it's okay to rest and recharge, is what Spirit's saying. And this is actually what's required of you. It's not something that is a bad thing. It can sometimes look like stagnancy, but Spirit's saying it's not stagnancy. And if people are telling you that's what it is, just ignore that. Like, you are resting and recharging. As long as you are trying to heal and process what went on and, move past it in a healthy way, you will. And then when you come out of that, you'll look back and be like, I can't even believe that was even able to knock me down. It couldn't now. It wouldn't even get close to even a ripple in my life. But back then, it just... Oh, God. Excuse me, I just hit the camera. Back then it did. It really knocked you off your horse, off your chariot. And Spirit's saying, that won't happen again. It can't happen again if you get back up after resting and recharging. And for those of you who are directionless and you feel like, I don't want to do that thing again, but I kind of want to do something different. Maybe it's along the same lines of something, but Spirit's saying definitely you'll be guided. This inner fire will help pull you in the direction you need to go in, and you'll feel just like you did that day that you got on that chariot. Okay, no, Spirit just said even better, way better. Oh my God, okay, Spirit's coming through really heavy right now. They want me to emphasize that. Even better, so much better than you can imagine. Oh, sorry, now I'm knocking over the mic. Oh God. Alright, so 4th chakra, that's basically the renewal of whatever damage was done emotionally. Completely overridden. Alright, pile 8, I'm going to leave it there. Spirit's saying, get back on your chariot after you've rested and recharged, and if you feel like you can't, just rest and recharge, and that inner fire will guide you to where you left that chariot. Even if it's shrouded in darkness by other people hiding it in the dark, you'll find it, you'll get back on it, and you'll ride on out of there into a future that you just can't even imagine how blissfully amazing it's going to be for you if you can get this done. Rest and recharge. Don't allow that emotional upset to keep you down. It was meant to strengthen you, not keep you down. So don't let it keep you down. Become that woman or man, if whoever, with a big fire burning bright, and she's looking hopefully out into the future like, oh, I can see it on the horizon, my happily ever after. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to leave it there, pile 8. I hope this helped. If you need more insight, definitely get in touch for a personal reading. We can go way more in depth and way more fine-tuned than this. Okay guys, I hope this helped. And thanks for watching. Blessed be.